All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to Sydney, Australia for this scuba activity in the bay. Now, is this is this your first time going scuba diving?
Me and my Sheila, we love swimming around with all the crustaceans.
Oh, that's so crazy. You know, Sheila was telling me that you guys were from Texas. You have a very interesting accent.
Yeah, well, I'm a wizard, so...
Oh, is your name Harry?
It's Harold Lee.
Harold. Well, listen, Harold Lee.
Harold Lee.
So, when you get down there, there's going to be a lot of water.
Yeah.
All right? You're going to be really sucked in tight to your scuba gear.
Are there any dry places down there?
No, there are not.
It's just I don't like getting wet.
Oh, well, you must have a really awful marriage then.
Yeah, what if I have to go to the bathroom?
So, there's a crustacean
right?
I know down there named
Yeah.
Rachel. Her name's
Rachel.
Rachel Crustacean.
Yeah.
You just go down there
Yeah.
in her little nook. She's a fucking bitch-ass stingray. You just pee on her.
Yeah. I did meet... She looked like a mermaid, right? But she was kind of like... But she had her legs, right? But she was like swimming through the ocean like really fast. She said her name was Amber. And she was swimming. She was with her boyfriend Aquaman. It was weird.
Oh, yeah, she's a fucking cunt.
And we need to take improv classes, you know?
No, I do. I suck at improv.
What if we do how to improv?
That's a great idea.
And we should
No,
do an
for
improv
real.
class and record it.
I
as like
hate
a
improv.
vlog. That'd be
I
great.
get so fucking in my head and shit.
Yeah.
I will make it so fucking outlandish and weird like I do in here.
Yeah. Well, that was great. I need to nail an Australian accent. I can't do it.
Well, that wasn't a good Australian
No,
accent
it wasn't.
either. No, it wasn't.
Hey, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about something different today. Hey, welcome to the Doozy podcast.
Yes, you're probably
everybody.
thinking, what the hell does that
you
even
guys
mean?
still here?
Also,
Yeah.
do they know we're listening in on them
Yes.
talking? And yeah.
Sometimes we forget about you guys.
Yeah, we do.
But it's about we do this for you guys, so it's a whole.
But it's like also for us.
It's
and
for us.
Sorry.
and-
So
and-
sometimes
yeah,
we get
exactly,
selfish.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Sorry. All right. But the word doozy means something that is extraordinary or outstanding of its kind,
And
which is a cool definition, I'd say.
It is
you know?
really quite a beautiful definition.
Yes.
Yes, guys, and obviously we're not that. We don't even know how to speak like me.
Well, but we want to be. I mean,
Yes.
we do because we have nothing else to do, you know?
And this is the podcast where we are going to give you the tools on how you need to become successful in life. How do I do this? How do I do this skill? How do I go about this thing in life? How do I celebrate this? Or how do I fucking understand this? Or
yeah, that's a
how
good
do
approach.
how do I understand why these people picked this episode?
Right.
And maybe by the end you'll understand.
Yeah, because it should have been clear from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what it was. But there's a better part, and that's we're gonna teach you how to be successful, while we also learn how to be successful ourselves. You know, that's the fun of it.
That is
Lighten
great.
up.
It's fun. Lighten up. Have fun. We're gonna be idiots learning this for you.
This is I love this is the second episode we're filming today, and this is when Kirk starts to shut down.
No,
And
it's because we did other stuff. Listen,
You know what? We did a lot of
we did a lot of stuff before
drugs.
this,
Yeah, exactly.
and usually I'm like, can we please just in the first hour I'm there, can we please just record? Because
you have to come here 6 hours in advance.
I do. I have a 6-hour commute from Brooklyn to Jersey
You get
City.
here like 6 a.m. We don't start recording till like 7 p.m.
Dude, I have to fucking like find a fucking flow in the ocean. And
Yeah.
Speed me.
Yeah.
That one.
Well, I'm
anyways.
Alex Sebastian Staub.
And I'm Scuba Kirk Koz.
Sebastian was the name of the little crab in Little Mermaid that was sang under the sea.
And I'm Kirk Squirt Koz.
Squirt. Nice. Kirk, what are we going to talk about today? The people are dying.
Guys, listen, it's the middle
We're
of
on
the
the
summer.
edge of the goddamn
Guys,
sea.
we're in the middle of summer. You're traveling if you have money, if you can.
And if you're scatting, you're making plenty of
You're
money.
making plenty of money, especially if you booked that job that Kirk didn't.
Yeah.
But guys, listen. Maybe you find yourself in the now or in the coming weeks or in the future in a tropical area. And maybe yeah, keep going. And you get off the plane and they're giving you lays. You're getting laid and all this stuff. And then people are saying, "Hey, have you tried the activities out in the ocean? What? They have activities? Well, what do they got? Oh, they got a few things under the sea. Yes, they do. Have you ever gone scuba diving before? We're gonna learn how to scuba dive.
Well, we finally got there, and now you know.
Because I was giving them a fucking
No, that was
tourist-
good. I loved it.
I
was
was giving
excited.
you some. That was beautiful.
I was trying to remember the words to the song.
Because you were trying to access
dream about
Sebastian.
going up there. What
to
are you
access
doing?
your inner
He's
Sebastian.
Jamaican. He's Jamaican.
Oh
I forgot.
no!
Yeah.
Yeah, scuba dive. So
Have you ever scuba dived?
Dude.
Beat you to it.
that's usually how it goes.
I
dude.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
Please.
I have not,
Ooh.
and I cannot wait till I do.
Ooh.
You know, I plan to in 2023 do a bunch of traveling. Right now, I don't feel comfortable financially and stuff. I'm working on some shit, but by 2023, like it is my top goal to travel certain places, and that is it feels like an experience that is just like if you do it in the right place, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's places where you can like scuba dive and like you get a fucking oxygen tank and all this stuff. You go like down a little bit, like the freaking reef and stuff, or there's like it sounds like such a like once in a lifetime experience. It's something that I feel like you couldn't fully experience in the metaverse because you don't have the feel of the water around you, like breathing,
You're not
so like
actually in it.
have you scuba dived?
I have scuba dived.
Of course you have.
I told you this story?
I don't know. Have you? Where have you
Hawaii.
scuba dived? Hawaii, naturally.
In Hawaii, I scuba dived. I went out there. I got PADI certified, right?
What's that?
PADI certified. That's the license you get for being able to scuba dive.
I didn't know that there's a license.
Yeah, you have to take a class.
Oh.
That lasts like a couple weeks.
What?
You have to take a class that lasts and you have to like train in a pool, and then they take you out in the ocean, and then it's just easy. They're not gonna teach you in the ocean. They're gonna train. You have to get trained in a pool. Especially, I didn't know anything about it. They're not just gonna give me shit and then I go out there and figure it out, And so for I think maybe it was a week.
Wow.
Maybe it was a week long, but like we were there every day, right? And so we trained in the pool, and I'm down there with like the class, right? So like I was like with a bunch of people, and like we all like were just like swimming laps, and they were just making sure that you could swim, you could tread water, you had like the basic like physical, athleticism just to be in the water, and then I just remember learning about it and learning like the tank and like just like the different mechanisms and what they do and what you have to like. There are different gauges you have to watch and check out. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I'll tell you, the first time I went underwater and put the thing in my mouth and started breathing like normally.
Yeah.
It was like the weirdest. It was because
it's a weird sensation.
It's weird 'cause you're like,
It doesn't. It shouldn't feel.
But,
It should.
yeah,
Yeah, it should.
it's not
it
natural.
Shouldn't. It's not natural.
No, but I go down there and I'm breathing, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
you put it on your back and it comes around, it hooks in the front, and they're just like, all right, so just chill at the bottom, swim around and whatever. And like I'm down there with like everyone else in the class, and he was like teaching us underwater while we all had our masks on, and we were like doing different things. Like what happens if like
So it was
you
all
get
just like through like hand and stuff and like
yeah, he was
communicating.
he was like this signal means this signal means
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm
Holy
saying?
shit!
And so, and he, you know, what happens if like water gets in your mask and like, like I learned so much. Like, what happens if like your tank is like running low? So we had to be down there and we had to like, you know, we had to pretend like someone's oxygen ran out and we had to give them oxygen. And like, so I'd go over to him and we'd like, it was a little, we would like share
sexual.
the mouthpieces underwater. But this, you know, in a life or death situation, it's whatever, you know. But it was cool where like you don't need to like, you could go underwater and just literally put it in your mouth and then just start breathing like it was nothing. It's just,
that's what. Oh my god, that's so crazy.
yeah, I learned so much. But and what's crazy is we'll be down there. You don't think about it, but when you're under the water down there, you lose all sense of like time and
Of
just
course.
and everything. And I literally was like, I'm like looking up and you see like the top of the water, but like it's like a whole other world going on down underneath, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so we were scheduled to go as a class to, you know, go out in the ocean and go to this like coral reef, I guess, that people like tend to go to.
Yeah.
And what happened was I had to like leave early or something for like I was just leaving Hawaii like a day early for like work or something. And the guy was like, the instructor was like, well, we're all going, you know, in the ocean to fucking swim like as a class. Like, and I'm like, I can't, I got to leave. I got, you know, work or whatever. This is, I think when I got offered to work on like the Kardashians or something. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I got to do that. But the instructor was like, you know what? I like you. I'll go out there with you. Just you and me out there in the ocean. He's like, fuck the class. Just you and me. You're great. And I trust your ability and shit. I've seen you. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So me and this guy go out there.
A pro.
Yeah, me and this guy, we go out there. And we get to the water and the waves were like really kind of bad. And he was just like, he's like, well, we can't enter this way. He's like, you know what? I know another place. We'll just jump in, and then we'll just go in the water. I'm like, okay, whatever. We like literally went in the ocean like during like some like rainstorm. It was like, but it was. I was like, fuck it, let's do this shit. It was like
Holy
raining when we went in
shit.
there, right? And I'm telling you, so we're hooked up. We're checking everything. I get everything. I jump in the water, and literally as soon as I jump in, well, he was like, I jump in the water, and it's like we jumped like in like at a cove pretty much. And it's literally like immediately like Jurassic Park underwater. Like there were like sea urchins and shit.
Holy shit.
There was like this one eel like poking out of like a hole, just kind of like sitting there with his mouth open with like teeth and shit.
Whoa.
There were fucking like stingrays on the bottom, like swimming like
Holy
around
fuck.
and stuff like that. There were like fish going around. There was like crabs and shit and like crustaceans, literally. And you can't touch anything. You have to just
No, of course.
You have to just
Yeah.
walk by. You can't like, you know, one of the things is like we're visitors and we're not. That's not like our world, you know.
Okay.
So I get to this
Wow.
cove, right?
Yeah.
I get to this cove and we kind of swim out. And it's like he's like, we're like riding this like trench wall, and in the wall there's like all these fucking bugs and shit, and like he was kinda,
Bugs?
It was like just like fish and like it was just you
Okay.
know it was yeah, like crabs and like they just look like fucking, you know. But we get out to this cove and he's like, I'm gonna take you somewhere like I can't really take the class like this because it's you and me, like I got you. I was like, okay, cool. So we go out to this like cove and it's like there's like this big cave, right?
Oh fuck.
And he's like, usher me to the cave, and I'm like, okay. And I go up to this cave and I look
The whole time you're
Yeah.
like,
the whole time I'm like, you dream about going up there and la la. I got shells right here.
you're going like this with your freaking Yeah. Okay.
I had a trident. Yeah.
What the fuck is in the cave? Get to it.
So I get to the cave, right, and I look in, and there are these. He like points to it. We're at the opening of the cave, and he points down, and it's like these like baby like white tip sharks swimming in like a circle there. And I was like, why are we chilling at the shark den here, right? And I'm looking at him, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I see him like kind of look next to me, and his like eyes get really wide. And I'm like, what? And I turn, and this thing comes out of the the cave, and it's a sea turtle, right? A giant sea turtle. Like this thing was enormous.
Giant? Yeah.
It was enormous. It comes out, and it kind of flops its like, flippers like in front of me, like next to me, like on like, cause it was like a little mound outside the cave. He like flops it down. And he looks at me, and he's staring at me, and literally one of his eyes was like the size of my head, and he's like looking at me, and then he like slowly just like falls asleep, right? And
no.
But when he comes out of the cave, I'm underwater, and I'm like,
the sea turtle's gonna kill me.
And the turtle's like, oh god. But
You're so tiring.
Oh god. Oh, another screamer, right? But sea turtles are like the golden retrievers of the ocean, right? So that's what the guy told me. So we're leaving the cove.
Is that why in Finding Nemo they're just high?
Yeah. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? Basically, he came out and was like, what's up? Right? So as we're leaving the cove, the sun comes out, and literally this beam of light shoots down on top of the cove, and I'm looking up, and I see the surface like way up there. I'm like, this is fucking beautiful. And behind the cove, another sea turtle just comes up and starts like slowly just like spiraling into like in like the sun rays towards like the surface there. And I'm looking at this cove and all these fish, and this one turtle just like spiraling to the surface. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. It was. I'll never forget that moment. That's like one of its most beautiful moments.
I want an experience like that, and as I
peed in my suit like 10 times.
Yeah.
And
true.
It sucks too. It's like it's a skin suit.
So the pee is just sucking to you.
Yeah, just drenched in
Well,
pee.
dude, let me tell you, we have the top 10 tips. Don't worry.
Sorry, that was my scuba
No, it's
story.
okay. No, we have the top 10 tips on how to scuba dive.
Sponsored by Botticelli's, everybody.
Sponsored by Botticelli's.
Buy some Botticelli's.
We're gonna jump right into this, but let me tell you, I am already learning so much, and I'm very fucking excited. It gets me excited for the future because this is definitely something. I mean, I already did not know that you need to take a class if you want to do this right.
Yeah, you have to take a class.
That's fucking awesome. Okay, so we're gonna jump in. You down?
Yeah.
You ready? So these are the top 10 tips, everybody. How to scuba dive. The top 10 tip is make sure you are certified to dive. That is exactly the first fucking
There
thing.
you go.
Exactly what I was saying. So some dive operators require you to have proof of dive certification and or specialty competency depending on the type of dive. What was the name that you called it?
You get PADI certified.
PADI. What does PADI stand for?
I think I don't know. Maybe it's like the guy who started scuba diving.
The guy who invented scuba diving.
PADI Patches O'Houlihan.
It was Patty. Yeah. Okay. Always gain your dive certification from a licensed dive operator before you travel or before you start diving on your trip. Some operators offer introductory dive courses like a taste tester. However, these are not a green light for you to dive whenever and wherever you want. If you do dive uncertified, or if you are uncertified and dive without a certified diver as required, you won't be covered by travel insurance. Travel insurance policy wordings contain information around cover for scuba diving. Read this carefully before you dive to know and understand what you are covered for. Oh, and if
you're uncertified, you can still scuba dive, but you need to be with someone who's a certified scuba diver.
Of course.
Because if you're out there being an idiot, they're like, fuck you then.
Which also, like, I mean, come on. It's literally you are traveling, I think... Fucking going in the ocean is probably the closest thing to entering a completely different realm. Of course.
During that storm, actually, when we got out, we saw a lot of like police officers on like jet skis going around the shore, and we found out that like some girl went in the ocean to swim, and the waves in Hawaii are just crazy.
God.
And she just the undertow. They just took her out there. That would be crazy if at the cove, like just some body comes out of the cave. Ooh, okay, this is getting dark. Anyways, I think they found her though. So.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, give them hope. Give them hope. Stop.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Under the sea. I know that you really want to get out from under these waves.
Wow.
You tried to have a nice good swim, but you drowned the fuck instead. Under the sea. Ooh.
No travel insurance.
No travel insurance. No scuba dive instructor. Under the sea. You're dead. Okay. So yeah, you guys gotta be
Dream
certified.
about going up there. The undertow take you instead.
So negative.
Now you want that.
No, so
we
guys,
don't support any ocean deaths.
No.
Cut that out.
Cut what out? That we don't support it?
Yeah.
Do we? We don't.
Number 9, everyone. The second most important thing, make sure you're fit to dive, okay? If you
fat,
if you've never been diving before, you should have a medical examination in your home country to ensure you're fit to dive. If you're generally fit and healthy, there should be no problem. You will be required to sign a medical statement before learning to dive. If you're already certified to dive, avoid diving if you're not feeling 100%. In particular, don't dive if you got a head cold or a hangover. Save the party for the end of the diving trip. Yeah, if you can't fit in the scuba suit, if you're 4,000 pounds and you're like, I'm gonna go scuba diving, you won't do it. Won't.
Yeah, if you take
you're
a
gonna
class,
be lunch out there.
If you take you're
gonna get eaten alive.
Hey, we respect all body types.
Yes.
But here at the Men of Doozy, but if you're going scuba diving and the scuba instructor says, okay, everybody, let's just jump in and wait at the top, and you jump in, and you just keep going down, then maybe you're not fit.
Yeah.
And in multiple ways.
If you're fat, we love it. Get fat. Fat. We love it. You know? You just can't scuba dive. That's all it is. Make sure you're fit to dive. If you can, I would say literally, if the people who can't scuba dive are the people who can't like get up, you know? Like when you're that fat, then you probably shouldn't scuba dive. Or you know what? Roll yourself into the ocean, you whale.
Did not expect this to evolve into this.
Go back with your.
No. Okay, you want to go for that? Go for it. I am excommunicado on this bit.
Yeah, he started it.
Did I?
You did.
Okay, so
yeah, be fit to dive.
But be fit. This is a multiple type of thing. You listen. Water, swimming, being in the water is a hugely full body exercise.
Yeah.
Huge. It is an obesely sized
exactly.
exercise.
This is very important. Just get the fat out of your ears and listen up, okay? This is an obesely important tip. Oh,
that's what I do. I try to shame you and then I bring it in and sprinkle it in.
Yeah,
no, listen.
I bet
you
just
have
eat
to
this
be
tip
fit.
up. No.
Just eat these tips up.
Eat these tips up. No. Great.
Yeah, guys. Swimming and being underwater and swimming underwater, that takes a lot of fucking energy. It's tiring.
Yeah, and if you can't even pull your pants up, how do you expect to swim in the ocean?
How do you expect to
Am I
swim under the
canceled yet?
sea?
Are we
I
doing-
think you're getting there. I think I'm okay, but like I'm right behind you. Anyways,
It's okay.
we're gonna move on. Too much lard.
You know what?
in
But
this tip.
be fit. It also like if you like feel if you feel good, don't like go scuba diving if you feel
Yes,
sick
fit
or
also
you know.
has to deal with.
Yeah.
Do you feel okay?
Right.
To
'Cause
be
if you
done?
got a cold, you have to blow your nose, and you're under the ocean. There, that's gonna be gross.
So moving on to the top 8 tip. Listen to your instructor or DARV guy. My mind is going.
Get the fat out of your ears.
Listen to your instructor or dive guard. Once you're on the dive boat, it's important to listen to your instructor or guide, no matter how experienced you are. Plan your dive your plan. Oh, plan your dive,
Yeah.
dive your
I
plan.
got that tattooed on my lower back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to lift the fat?
Whoa!
on
You
your back?
know what? That's body shaming. You probably haven't noticed it because all my rolls of fat.
Plan your dive your plan is the number one rule of dive preparation. You need to follow your instructor's brief on where you're going, the route you will follow, and what you need to watch out for. Now, do you think that your dive guide did that?
Yeah, he was great.
But he was also like, hey, follow.
Yeah.
Look,
He was,
sharks.
He was high.
Look.
Yeah, for sure.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, all right. We both get there and it's like rain. It starts to like rain and like the waves are going crazy.
What's
I was
the
like,
intensity
all right.
of the rain? Was it like profusely raining?
It was a constant rain, but it was like light. It was nice, but there were drops. But you get in the water and like it feels good. You're wet outside. You're wet inside. It was great. But the instructor was good. He literally scuba dives like every day. So he's like, I know all the places. I know what's going on. He was down there. He was like showing me like stuff that he wouldn't teach the class or whatever.
I've been
Pulled his out under the seat. No, not I said dive. He dived.
He pulled his dive out
He
so
pulled
hard.
The dive out. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. You obviously listen to the person who has experience.
Number 7, everyone. Double check your scuba gear. All right. En route to the dive site, you will need to set up all your scuba gear. Take your time and double check everything is working. If you're not sure about anything, don't be embarrassed. Ask your guide or instructor. Make sure there was one instance I remember before we jumped in the pool that one of the girls literally had like no oxygen in her tank.
Why though? Why did that happen?
The guy was just giving out tanks and like he didn't like double check.
What a piece of shit.
And so she was like, my thing looks weird. And he's like, oh, shit, and changed it out. But you got to double check, you know? She could have just strapped it on, jumped in the water, and was like, I'm fine. Yeah. So you get there's like a gauge on the back of the tank, and then you also get like a gauge that comes down the side, and you can attach it to your wrist. So you could see it on your wrist, and then if someone else is coming up behind you, they can see your gauge, and they don't have to look at your wrist. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're looking at someone and there are all these meters on people, so you can see like where, like making sure everybody's safe, which is cool.
Okay, that's cool actually.
Because you can't talk to them underwater, you know. You can't ask them, "How's your oxygen?" And they're like, "The fuck you call me?"
Yeah.
Double check all your gear.
Now, do you remember off the top of your head what type of gear do you have? You have that skin tight suit that you're gonna pee in.
Skin tight suit you're getting into a body glove that you're gonna pee in.
Body
sure.
glove? No.
That's
You look at
what
that
it
shit.
is.
It literally is like.
It is.
Just fucking.
It is. Do you know why?
Jose, have you scuba dived?
Actually, yeah, it's a kind of dark story. It's how I lost my father. We were scuba diving in Hawaii, and the current got
Loser. What a loser.
He's a hoot. I say it every time.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Fucking fat. You. Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, Jose, you're not fat, dude. Number what number are we on? Great.
Okay, we're gonna move.
Check your scuba diving
Well,
gear.
I was asking what type of gear do you have? You got that skin tight shit.
Yeah, that skin tight shit that you pee in, right? And it's skin tight because when you're under the water,
Yeah.
it's like cold the lower you get down, because you'll go down pretty far, and it's cold the lower you get down.
It
and,
holds
and
the temperature.
It's supposed to hold all your body heat. And the more you pee, the warmer
it comes
is.
up here, and you're like, oh.
I learned that, immediately.
Is that what the scuba instructor said? It's like,
Yeah.
make
What are you
sure
doing with your finger?
Make sure I'm trying to count the fucking scuba gear.
Oh, scuba gear. Yeah, you have that.
You're a wizard, Harold.
I'm
Lee.
a what?
So you got that skin tight suit. You got the backpack of fucking oxygen.
Yeah, you get
and
the backpack.
Now, is that connected with the oxygen thing? Or
Yeah. So the tank. It's coming back to me. I haven't done it in a while. So the tank has like these like two tubes, and one of them's like, I think, the oxygen for your hand. The other one's like for the mouth. The mouthpiece that comes around. You attach it to the backpack, and then you put it on. You strap yourself in, and it's kind of heavy when you're like walking around with it.
yeah.
And then you also there's like a pump on like the other side. On the backpack has like these like air kind of pumps where you can like pump air so that when you're under the water, you're not just like sinking. You like pump air so like it will like create like a you can float, and then you can under the water.
What?
Yeah. You have like it's like air pockets that you have, like a life jacket that you can control how much air goes in and out.
So you can like stay in place.
Yeah, so you could stay in place underwater and not have to worry about it,
Or
because you
tread
have that,
or
tread, right? Because you're just floating there, and then you can go along, and then you can press a button to let a little air out, and then it will like go down. You'll like slowly feel yourself going down, and then you'll go back up and whatever. It's like a good way to like. Also, if you're tired, you just pump a little air, and it will just bring you to the top slowly.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Okay,
you
so
get
you gotta
get your flippers too. You get your feet,
yeah,
your flipper,
which
your
that
goggles,
must be.
You get goggles.
Well, that must be. I've worn like the flippers before in the pool or whatever, like friends or whatever. Like you go to the pool. I feel like growing up in the 90s, in the early thousands, everyone fucking wore those flippers at one point. At least even in the pool. Like that is such a weird feeling, but I feel like when you were in an open space like that, you can tell very easily that it does help with, I don't know, traversal down there.
It does, and I learned a trick too, because when I'm under the water there, I'm not. You're using literally like every muscle, right?
Well, full body.
Yeah, it's a full body thing, and like my legs haven't been like used in like that muscle, so it was like when I went skiing.
Yeah, you fat fuck.
Fat fuck, and I started cramping up and shit. But I'm underwater, and like when my foot cramps, you can't there's no way to sit on the ground, right?
And massage it.
Massage it, right? So what you do is like if like you get like a leg cramp, what you'll do is you take the flipper and you literally just pull on it, and it's supposed to and it definitely like gets rid of your cramp, which helps, because I'm like, what happens if I get a fucking foot cramp underwater? I can't stand on the ground and fix my foot, Just
wow.
I mean, these calves are just huge.
Jeez, yeah. Well, then why can't they take exercise?
Because I don't drink enough water.
Yeah, well, get a big-ass water bottle like me. Guys, we're moving on to the top 6 tip. Make sure you do your buddy check. Buddy system. Yeah. Safe. Good bet. Introduce yourself to your buddy beforehand as well, so you can get to know each other a little. It's better for you both safety-wise, and it can also be the start of a great friendship.
Yeah.
Doing the buddy check of each other's scuba gear is extremely important before you get in the water, to make sure neither of you has missed anything. Actually, that's very smart.
Yeah.
Kind of
just make sure your buddy's not a nut job.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I'm fucking, oh no, I'm buddied with Cornelius.
Tomorrow's the day we go in the ocean. Yeah. That's how I've wanted to go out. What? Yeah. Make sure your buddy is
Yeah.
wants to come back from the scuba trip. You know?
Yeah. I mean, but then he says that, and then you're like, you want to go get wasted at the bar? And he's like, what? Yeah, I want to be hungover when I go.
Yeah, and then he just kind of gets in the pool. He like lives in the pool. My buddy lived. He lived in the deep end of the pool. Yeah.
How
He had
deep?
gills.
Is it that character from the Hellboy movie?
Yeah, that's who it was. That was my instructor.
But why did he put on all of the stuff? Was he wearing anything?
What?
Well, all of this swimming around is making me hungry.
Yeah, I'm fucking starving.
Should we go swim up to the top and get a little...
I'm going to drown you.
See you at the outbreak!
Hey, Kirk.
Hi, Staub. What?
You know what? You know what sucks?
Tell me.
I'm pissed right now.
Oh, no. Tell me more.
When I'm trying to scuba dive and
What
all
happens?
these whales keep getting in the way, you know? Like
Stop.
when I'm under the water and like
Uh-huh.
whales come to the shore, you know?
Yeah, I got that.
I hate
Stop. But
that.
you know what doesn't suck?
What?
Botticelli Foods.
Oh my! Yes, dude.
Botticelli Foods doesn't randomly fucking
right.
get in your way in the scuba
Yeah.
diving.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't. That makes sense to me.
I'm so tired.
Yeah. Oof. What? He's got nothing.
I'm also tired of expensive, low-quality foods.
I'm
I
tired of-
deserve nice things. I deserve quality. I give it 10 seconds before
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You deserve
Exactly.
a lot. And Botticelli's is a family-owned and operated, with four generations in the food industry. All right? They bring an experience to your table with a taste that transports you to the heart of Italy, the scuba capital of the world.
Yeah. Guys, if you go to BotticelliFoods.com and use promo code Doozy at checkout, you can get 10% off all Botticelli Foods products.
Yeah, and these are these products. Pasta, sauce, olive oil, balsamics. I mean, I'm not going to fit my scuba suit eating all this flavorful products.
Botticelli Foods are extraordinary and outstanding and just like the Scuba Doozy.
We are drowning right now.
We are. We really are. I'm running out of oxygen. Are you? Your tank looks low. Mine looks low. Are
should
we going to
start
survive this?
sharing.
We're in the white shark den.
Yes.
And 2 fucking sea turtles are eyeing us. Fucking. They're
Just like the men at Doozy. And now, back to the shit show.
back to the shit, Scuba.
Hey,
Hi.
did you miss us? Did you buy
No.
Botticelli's?
I hope so.
All right. Well, we're at the top 5 tips. Yeah, that's right.
Where's 5 more?
There's 5 more. You want to go scuba diving? There are a lot of people that loved scuba diving before they met us, you know? Number 5, when you're underwater, never hold your breath. Breathe normally.
Now that's something.
And then put the tank in your mouth.
just swallowing salt water.
Yeah. And that's probably... No, I'm not going to say it.
No! Oh my God. Go ahead. It's your tip. Just keep going. God damn it. I hate this.
You know,
I'm drowning here.
Oh, man. You know what? No, because Jose's going to cut this out. And
Will he, though?
It's going to be fun.
Will he?
It's going to be fine.
Just go.
Okay. Scuba is a strange and exhilarating experience because you're doing something technically impossible,
Yeah, what? It really
What?
does. Yeah.
Breathing underwater?
What?
You're nuts. Okay?
You're fucking nuts.
It is important to never hold your breath. Breathe normally on scuba at all times. Holding your breath can cause an air embolism, where an air bubble enters the bloodstream, which is a serious and potential fatal injury. So, you're told your whole life when you go underwater, hold your breath, right? Because you can't breathe underwater. And now, we're telling you, breathe normally, or you'll get a blood clot and die. Yeah?
Well, because you have the oxygen, hopefully. And that's because you followed all the tips up until now.
Yes.
And listen to your diver and
Breathe
fucking
normally.
scuba deer.
It was
Yeah.
this when I went underwater. It was the scariest thing.
I
to,
have
like,
known to
breathe
do that. It
normally.
must be so scary.
It was weird.
to like, you have to literally make a choice. Is like, is this okay?
He literally put the thing on my face and he goes, "Breathe normally." And I said, "Huh?" And I was like,
Did you do it up top first?
well, I mean, we practiced it where to put it, and then underwater, I went and we did it, and I was just like, and then you can hear your breath, and like the bubbles come out, and you're just like, and then you like calm your breathing, and then like, and then you find like just like a nice rhythm, and you're underwater. There's like no sound.
I think that's
there's
wow.
nothing. It's literally.
I think that's
it's
the one
crazy.
thing that I would probably have to work on was just like, well, no. I think just like, yeah. I guess like calming my breathing, but also just being like, oh, God, the rhythm. Of
Yeah,
like,
having a panic attack underwater is not good.
That's not good, even if you can breathe underwater. Yeah.
Right.
So that tip was about the breathing mechanism.
Yeah.
So the top 4 tip is stay aware of where your guide and buddy are. Absolutely. Don't be tempted to swim off on your own when you spot something interesting, like the White Shark Den Cove and just a bunch of tired, high sea turtles.
Yeah.
Point it out to your guide and dive buddy and head towards it together. Staying with your buddy and guide is important for safety and also your orientation. If you do lose each other underwater, look around for 1 minute. And if you still can't see them, slowly ascend to the surface where they should have done the same.
Yeah. You're supposed to be swimming together, but if you look around, you're like, where the hell did everybody go?
Where'd everybody
I'd
go?
get out of there, you know?
Yeah, that would be terrifying if you lost someone. Because how far can you
There's
go?
like a little singing Jamaican crab, right?
He's like,
You
start
dream
hearing
about
like
going up there. Yeah.
You're like, I should not be able to hear Jamaican music down here.
Well, that's when you get, I don't know. Yeah, drowning is like
Good
the
one.
scariest thing ever. Screw that.
Yeah. So just like stay
Amber
close
Heard will
to
save
people.
You, though.
What?
Amber Heard will
Nah.
Amber Heard will save you.
Nah.
Because she's one of those fish people.
From Atlantis.
From Atlantis. Oh, man. We are drowning.
Okay. So, stay with your buddy. Stay with your fucking guide. Moving on to top 3.
Stay with your friends, okay? Number 3, keep an eye on your air gauge. You can only stay down there as long as you have air in your tank, and you need to be aware of when your tank is half full and quarter full so you can plan your return to the surface accordingly. Your guide will ask you how much air you have left periodically, but you are ultimately responsible for your own air consumption.
What if my tank is less than a quarter full because of this episode?
Yeah, if you just threw up right there, this would have been great.
The hiccups, really? How do you deal with the hiccups? And
You just hiccuping. Well, that's when something might go in your bloodstream, and then you fatal.
I get a blood clot. Got it.
Clot. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You need air to go down there. Keep an eye on it. Very simple. Right? That's all.
so tired of this shit. So tired of this shit. First time he's showing his eyes all day.
You dream about going up there.
Okay. So yeah, guys, the air.
Why, you want me to show my eyes more on the podcast?
I think you're. How did I get
This
hiccups?
reminds me of a story. What? You get the hiccups now?
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a train wreck. I mean, wow. Great. Nice.
I just feel like you're hiding behind something.
I am.
Moving on. The top 2 tip is don't touch anything. Many corals are sharp, many marine plants poisonous, and many marine creatures will bite if they feel threatened. Keeping your hands to yourself. Keeping your hands to yourself ensures you. Keeping your hands to yourself ensures you and they stay safe and unharmed. It's also important to perfect your buoyancy so you can hover without effort over the reefs and therefore won't feel the need to touch anything. I feel like I've been jolted.
That's what I said earlier. Don't touch anything, because literally
You did during your
there
story.
were so many times
that was
when
very
like
long.
literally like the eels like going.
That's
going,
terrifying. An eel?
The eels,
That's like
the eels with like the teeth, and they literally will like sit there with their mouth open with the teeth, and they look angry. And they'll hang out of like some little hole, and they'll just be fucking. They won't move. They'll just sit there and they'll stare at you. And I'll swim by, and I'm like, okay, like it's just you're just kind of waving to the neighbors, you know, something like that.
just imagine when you're going scuba diving. Imagine like you're visiting all of the townspeople at Bikini Bottom. Hey, Squidward! Hey, Patrick!
Playing with a reef blower. Nice.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
That's right.
Okay. We gotta wrap this up. I need oxygen now.
We're running out of oxygen.
I'm running out of oxygen.
The number one tip on scuba diving is scuba diving. If you feel strange, let others know.
I don't feel so good.
Let the fish know you don't feel so hot down there, you know? Don't keep it to yourself if you feel strange after a dive. Let others know. Many people feel tired out because they are simply not used to the exertion of physical exercise. Yeah! Uh-huh. If you feel anything else, tell your guide. Look, a lot of people down there. There's a lot of instances where like some people will like rise to the surface too quickly, and they'll like feel a lot of pressure and like not like you gotta like rise to the surface slowly to like get rid of the pressure because you're down
that's
there.
right. Well, because
Yeah.
the pressure becomes the deeper you go. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, and then if you get out of there too quickly, it like
you
fucks you up.
yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Still
Yeah. It's called the bends. That's
the
what
bends.
the bends.
Wha-
Yeah,
how is it described?
Yeah. It's decompression sickness resulting from a too rapid ascent can result. Can cause crippling joint pain, back pain, severe and sudden headache, tingling and numbness, dizziness, chest pain, disorientation, shock, paralysis, stroke, death. Right? I feel like it's one of those commercials where it's like, go scuba diving, everything will be fine, but you may be feeling tingling, headache, chest pain, disorientation, shock, paralysis.
Nacho heartburn, indigestion,
Yeah.
upset stomach, diarrhea.
Death. Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, let's wrap this up.
Those are the top. Let's go to the
surface.
We need some oxygen, okay?
I know I do.
Yeah. You know what, though? All in all, we may be tired, but this is a cool episode.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to scuba dive in the future.
Yeah?
I
Was this
absolutely
helpful to
will.
you?
No, for real. Like, this is an episode
What did
that,
you learn?
as much of a dumpster fire as it was, I think even just knowing that I need to plan to have a dive like person or a dive course, and make sure my buddy isn't a fucking insane person.
Yeah.
Either a friend or somebody that I like or trust. And also to
do the
just
class with,
listen
with a friend, yeah.
to how I feel, you know, because
Yeah.
I have a feel, I have a feeling that when you get down there and you jump in, even if you're fucking cheese, even if you're around people,
Fucking
it's
cheese, is that what you said?
fucking Cheez-Its.
Fucking cheese. Didn't you do that on our picnic episode?
If yes.
Wow. Hey. Okay. You
No,
done?
no.
you guys
I was
have
just
a thing?
saying, like,
Oh, okay.
even I don't even fucking know.
Hell yeah. Hey, thanks for watching the Man Doozy podcast, everybody.
Can you just take it? I gotta stop these hiccups.
Yeah, no problem. Look, you're probably thinking, no, that was the intro. Hey, thanks for watching the Man Doozy podcast. Comment what your favorite tip was. If you have a tip, you know, what you want to listen from us, let us know. Because we run out of ideas sometimes. Or sometimes it's a good idea. Like, this is a great tip. You know, this is a great, like, episode. We just maybe didn't deliver it. You know what? I thought this was an awesome episode. Anyways, share this with your friends, right? Go scuba diving with them. And if there's something that you want to learn or have us teach you while we also learn, then let us know. Buy some Botticellis, okay? Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. We are all over the like every audio platform you can think of. Like we've got some guests coming up in the future. Like we're gonna keep this going. We're almost near the 100th episode. Where there's gonna be a turning point where we're gonna get new mics. We're gonna up the production level a little bit.
Yes.
Right? And if you're a producer that wants to come on, we want to try to do some vlogs and stuff. We're gonna keep expanding this. I know some of you are like, oh, right?
You're just sitting there.
But you've watched this to the end, so joke's on you, guy. Buy
Joke's
some
on you.
Botticellis. Hey,
Yes. I was gonna say it must be so overwhelming to be down there at some point and be like, it's fight or flight.
Yeah.
You're down there and you're like, okay,
yeah.
am I gonna make this an enjoyable experience or not?
Dude, the stingray that I saw, like the instructor was like staying at the bottom and kind of hovering, and he was like close and like touching like fish and animals and shit, and I was like right above him, and I was like, I'm good with looking and being under there. I'm not fucking trying to rip the walls apart. And I remember this stingray just like
Huge.
literally. It was wider than me. It literally just like shakes itself out from underneath like the sand.
Whoa.
And just starts like hovering at the bottom there. And I was like, I didn't even see that fucking thing. But that thing was nuts. It's literally Jurassic Park underwater. You got the sharks and the sea turtles were really cool. It's a fun experience. You literally just forget all sense of time and space.
So it sounds like
it's
such
therapeutic.
a
It's good.
unique and exciting and very just like crazy experience.
It's crazy.
Just like the Men of Doozy. Ladies and gentlemen, we
Nice.
hope you enjoyed this episode. We will
Wait, oop.
See you next episode.
Love ya. You dream about going up there, but you gonna fucking die.
You're fucking fat. You. Oh God. Oh no. Oh, Jose, you're not fat, dude.
You know what? Fucking sucks.